there is no escape, nor do we want it. We've come to thrive on it and each other. You can't get the adrenaline pumping without the terror, good people.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Christian Hanna Horror here. So often on my channel, you'll see me talk about horror movie sequels. I love sequels. A lot of times, my favorite horror movies and franchises are typically sequels. But, I want to show some love to standalone horror movies. Movies that don't have franchises or sequels that I know of. And I'm hoping this is the beginning of a fruitful series where we can talk and spotlight movies that, certainly have an audience. But if I can push one person to some of these movies, excellent. That's what I'm here to do. So without further ado, of course, the way I do this is I'll show you the release I have in case you want to pick the movie up. You can do that. The first movie on this list of 5 standalone horror films I want you to see is Slugs. I remember getting this movie from Arrow Video, and this was my soiree into Arrow. What a great way to jump into it. I mean, it literally is a movie that supplies exactly what it says. Slugs. And I loved it. I mean, quite frankly, when it comes to horror from Arrow, if you're getting into it, I think that this is a top priority film to get and watch. Slugs is really good. It's really fun. It's really gross. I mean, when I say that there's slugs in this movie, God knows that there are a ton of slugs in Slugs. And I know I'm saying that like it's a big deal where it shouldn't be a big deal, but you got to understand, how many movies do we watch nowadays where they say that something's in it? Or, like Cthulhu Mansion. There's no Cthulhu, however you say the name of that character in there. Slugs has slugs, and it's great. So, late 80s horror movie. I believe this was directed by, it says J.P. Simon. I don't know if that was the guy's alias or not, but regardless, this movie is awesome. So, high recommendation from Slugs for me. Definitely check that out. Arrow Video. Get it on Amazon if you want. Don't let those go out of print. It's been out for years and years. Great stuff. So the next movie, I think this is a great way to jump into Italian horror if you have not yet. It's a scary thing. It's a daunting thing. Believe me, I know because I've done it. And I had a very lukewarm reception at first, but I've gotten more and more into it as time's gone by. And I wish I would have started with this one. Nightmare Beach is a great way to get into Italian horror. What a great, fun movie. They really try hard to mimic American culture. And I just feel like that's a great way to kind of tiptoe into Italian horror. That's because I think that was good for me, so I think that could be good for you. But if you have seen Nightmare Beach, I'm sure you're a fan of it. Here's a small plot synopsis. A shockingly gory tale of a madman in a motorcycle helmet who was taking out young co-eds all over the sparkling sands of South Florida during spring break. Great movie. John Saxon, before I got into Italian movies, I thought he was like Mr. Nightmare on Elm Street, but no, he's done some of the best Italian horror movies on the planet, and he's in this one, and this is a fan favorite for a lot of reasons. I think Nightmare Beach is really good and really fun, so if you haven't seen Nightmare Beach, make this high on your priority list to check out. What a fun movie. I love it. This is from Kino Lorber. It says Studio Canal, but the company that put it out is Kino Lorber. You can easily get this off of Amazon. So far, 2 of these are Amazon. Definitely check out Nightmare Beach. I love it. Next is from the Warner Archive people. Now, I'm not trying to necessarily bring these up because of what's going on with Warner Archive, but, there are rumors and speculations that that brand, the Warner Archive Blu-rays, are going to stop being done. So, they're still available, but at the same time, this movie is quite simply amazing. Now, what movie am I talking about? The Hidden. I love The Hidden. Let me tell you about The Hidden. You remember Jason Goes to Hell and kind of Adam Marcus talked about in some of the making ofs, he was like, then we watched this movie, The Hidden. We were kind of like, we kind of did something like that. Yeah. And quite frankly, I think that's what makes this movie so awesome, especially if you see Jason Goes to Hell first and then go back to The Hidden. Well, what's so cool about The Hidden is it doesn't seem like it's going to be the movie it's going to be from the start. It seems like it's going to be this well-tempered crime movie, and it gets insane. Visually insane as well. Great movie, great Warner Archive release, great picture quality on this. The Hidden is awesome, and it stars Kyle MacLachlan, however you say his name, MacLachlan. I'm so bad at saying these weird last names. The Twin Peaks guy, Agent Cooper, great in this movie, great cast, great Blu-ray, great movie. It's really good. I love The Hidden. So if you haven't seen The Hidden, definitely make this a priority for you to check out. Great stuff from Warner Archive. All right, so we got two more. Coming up next, this is a fun one. This is one I think you can kind of show to your kids if you have some younger kids with you. But, I mean, it's still a great, fun, timeless movie. The Car. Yeah, this is basically Jaws on four wheels. The Car is a really fun movie. I loved it. A small synopsis I'll give you. Fasten your seatbelts for this terrifying thrill ride that has become a cult classic. The peaceful tranquility of a small western town is disturbed when a murderous car wreaks havoc by viciously mowing down innocent victims. The new sheriff, Wade Parent, is the only one that can stop the menace in this tracks. But what Wade Parent doesn't realize is that the driver of this indestructible vehicle is far more dangerous than any man because it is driven by pure evil. Fun movie. I remember I saw this artwork for years and years on somebody's Instagram. They would always post about this movie. Finally, I was like, screw it. I'm sick of seeing the cover art for this movie. So I picked up The Car. Not life-changing, but a really good, fun popcorn movie. I really enjoyed The Car. And again, if you've got younger kids that watch horror movies with you, this is a good one, I think. So definitely go for it. I like The Car a lot. So there you go. And that's from Scream Factory as well. So again, I got this on Amazon as well. And number one on my list is has become one of my favorite slashers from the post-Scream era. And it certainly has found its audience, but at the same time, it didn't get the big theatrical release because I believe of Columbine happening at the time. And I love this movie, Cherry Falls. Now, Cherry Falls, what I loved about it so much, obviously Brittany Murphy's great, but this movie had tempered humor. You know how like a lot of the movies during this time were over-exuberant with their smart aleck characters and this and that, and sometimes you really liked them, like Tatum Riley from Scream I liked, but other characters you just like, oh, let's get this over with or die already. I actually thought that Cherry Falls tempered its humor very well. It was a scary movie above all, which is another thing I really liked about it. I mean, Cherry Falls was just a scary movie, and Michael Baine's in it, who I believe was Kyle Reese from Terminator, so that's cool. But really good movie. I mean, really good movie. I just wanted to grow its audience. So if you haven't seen this, out of all five of these, if you were going to grab one of these Blu-rays, I guess I'll go with Cherry Falls if you're going to get one of them. But it's really good, and I love it a lot. So Cherry Falls is a great slasher film. It's really good. I love it. Zero complaints about this. Quite frankly, it's one of my favorite slasher movies. And when it comes